Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome back to Disavowed Action Figures. Starting a little early, had some issues here with the hardware, so I had to switch to a different device. So the power is at a minimum right now, so I can't go long, and I wanted to get started right away. So, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, that Deadpool and Wolverine, aka Deadpool 3 trailer, holy smokes, was that freaking amazing. I did say this was a review of the trailer, right? So the trailer was insane. The whole point of a trailer is to get you jacked up and excited to go see a movie. And oh my gosh, oh my goodness, it did it for me for that big time. So freaking awesome. Oh my gosh. I just want to get right into it, to be perfectly honest. But if you're new, typically toy hunts, toy reviews, things like that here on the channel. But I want to start kind of like talking more about movies and TV sometimes too. So I thought I'd just give this a shot, talk a little bit about it. One of the things that I love to do is watch other people's reactions and commentary and Easter eggs to movie trailers, TV shows, and movies, right? I figured, you know what? I'll do it backwards this time. For once, I didn't watch any. I watched nobody's content about this. I literally just came home. I avoided it on YouTube like the plague. Watched the DP3 trailer like maybe 6 more times, and I'm going to get right into it right now. So people who are commenting, I will kind of cut it up with you guys as well, but I'm going to get right into this thing and take a look at this freaking movie trailer. Now, we're not reacting to the trailer. I'm not playing the trailer. I kind of pulled out some Easter eggs, some spots I really liked in it, different things like that. James, Lucas, Four Feathers, Christopher, hello in the chat. So let's get right into this thing. This trailer blew my socks off. This really made me wonder. Again, the MCU's kind of been soft recently. A lot of people feel that way. I think this actually is better than anything we've seen in the MCU in a long, long time. So first of all, the freaking soundtrack, Madonna Like a Prayer. Oh, come on, man. They just know. Ryan Reynolds knows what he's doing. This is all Ryan Reynolds. Okay. Just saying. What's up, James? This is all Ryan Reynolds right here. He knows what he's doing with this character. He knows how to pull on nostalgia. Music and soundtrack have been a huge part of Deadpool, back to Deadpool 1 and to Deadpool 2. So to pull this track out for the trailer is so freaking amazing. Also, Like a Prayer. Keep in mind, Deadpool calls himself the MCU Jesus or Marvel Jesus or whatever in one of the trailers. So again, biblical reference right there out of the gate. So well done. I'm sure we're gonna get so much good music in this movie. It's not even going to be funny. So I had to add that right away at the beginning. Next thing we had to talk about. So supposedly, you'll see at the end, this is not currently rated. Okay, it's currently an unrated film. Marvel Jesus, there it is. F-bomb count just in the trailer alone. Now, needless to say, this trailer is a red band trailer. You're not going to see it on television. But just in the trailer alone, we have Wolverine, Hugh Jackman dropping 3 F-bombs, Deadpool dropping 2 F-bombs, and Other being the bartender dropping another one for 6 F-bombs. Oh my gosh, in a trailer. Now, here's the thing. In most PG-13 movies, you get 1 F-bomb, I believe. Wolverine's dropped the F-bomb before Hugh Jackman dropped it. I think it was Days of Future Past. No, it was the earlier one. He dropped it in First Class. Magneto and Xavier go to try to recruit him, and he doesn't do it. He tells them to F off, right? But here we get 6 in one trailer. Now, they could still put this out PG-13 if they back out, which I think would be a total screw you or F you to the fans. So I do feel like this will be an R rating at the end of the day, and you're going to get a lot of F-bombs throughout this movie. We had all sorts of cursing in this trailer. But again, this is what we wanted, right? This is what we were looking for in a Deadpool film. You got to feel like Ryan Reynolds said to Disney, we're not doing this as we do it the right way. All right, so jumping right into it here, some Easter eggs and things. I noticed in that opening bar scene, you're not welcome anywhere. You're not welcome here or anywhere, that there is a Canadian flag, I believe, right here in the background. So I'm guessing that Wolverine in this different alternate universe, which we'll get into, was disgraced, and we'll talk about why I think he was disgraced. Again, just my thoughts. I've watched nobody's stuff yet on this. And he's essentially not welcome anywhere. He's a pariah, right? He's Wolverine. He's supposed to be welcome places. So I think we start off here in Canada, and this is Deadpool going out and recruiting Logan to come aboard into the TVA with him. I also wanted to add, I think everything we saw in this footage, I'm pretty sure is Act 1. Maybe they snuck something in here or there, but I think this is all Act 1 stuff. Act 1 is going to be Deadpool getting recruited. It's going to be Deadpool saying he needs help. It's going to be Deadpool going and getting Wolverine. And we're going to get that whole first act taking place, right? When he goes to get Wolverine. He's Deadpool in this scene, in the bar scene, is already in his red suit that we saw in the original sizzle reel or original teaser trailer that he gets in the MCU from the TVA. So again, I think this is all after Deadpool is recruited. He goes out to get Wolverine. I love the gun smile for the Flash or wait for the Flash. So funny. And look at Logan's reaction here. I love how he just leans into the gun. He's like, go ahead, pal. Shoot me in the head. Unless you have adamantium bullets, it's not going to make a difference, right? So I thought that was so freaking cool how he leaned in. By the way, full spoilers for this trailer. I'm sorry. Should have said that earlier. There it is. Wait for the Flash. So full spoilers for this trailer. And we're going all prediction mode here. Here we do get a screenshot of Wolverine's F-bomb. Not my effing problem. When Deadpool says that he needs his help. Here we do get a picture of all the people Deadpool saved throughout the course of the end of Deadpool 2. It's essentially his family, right? We know from the original teaser trailer he's on the outs with Vanessa. However, this is his birthday party or whatever. He's apparently working as a used car salesman at this point, retired from being a superhero. This is when the TVA apparently snatched him up. So he basically is saying, I need your help to save my family, right? Here is a reverse shot of what we got in the teaser trailer, the first release we got, which, by the way, I'm thinking this trailer is going to blow that one away in terms of numbers, and that one set records, right? So we saw Wolverine from behind looking down at Deadpool. Here we get the front shot of Wolverine looking down at him, which I thought was a great way to kind of juxtapose. Can't talk today. I can't talk. I give it up. Those two things, right? Juxtapose. There it is. So this is where Deadpool is trying to recruit Wolverine. I don't know where they are here. They could either be in that same realm from Loki, or here they could be in what I think is going to be Wolverine's actual current reality. And he's calling Wolverine out saying, so you gave up on your reality. Why should you give up on mine? And this spurs a giant fight between the two, which we see a lot of here in the trailer. So much violence, so much blood, so much gore. It was freaking awesome. So cool to see them going at it. You know, we're going to have to get Wolverine giving Wade the claws through the head. He did that in that original teaser thing a couple of years ago. So again, this is my prediction, folks. I'm almost positive, and again, I could be wrong, so I'm doing this without watching people's videos. I think this is the actual Logan from the Old Man Logan comic book universe. I know they did Old Man Logan the film, and they took elements of Old Man Logan the comic book and put it in there, but it was not Old Man Logan. You know, in Old Man Logan, spoiler for the comic book, Wolverine kills the X-Men. Then the supervillains basically take over the entire world because all the supervillains, I should say United States, work together to take over the entire USA. And all the heroes are ultimately defeated because they've always fought these guys basically one at a time. Now that all the heroes are banded together in the comic book, they take over the United States. Red Skull's the president. He's wearing Captain America's suit. It's really awesome, grisly. I suggest checking out Old Man Logan, the comic book. But basically, I think what we're getting here is, in the comic book, spoiler alert, Wolverine kills the X-Men because Mysterio pretends to use his, he actually doesn't pretend, he uses his illusionary powers to make the X-Men look like all the X-Men villains. And Wolverine thinks he's killing all the villains. He slews all the X-Men, right? Slays everybody, kills them all. And then the United States is taken over, and Wolverine basically falls in this like self-pity, self-loathing thing, and ultimately does not help defend the country. And then also, once the country's taken over, he refuses to ever pop his claws ever again. So I think what we're getting in this shot is Logan at a mass memorial site. I think all these are some sort of memorial or tombstones. I couldn't zoom in enough to see what they said, but I feel like this is going to be a tomb for all of the lost Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, all the heroes right here. So I think he's going to feel a lot of guilt, and I think that the world in turn turned against him because he was such a well-known X-Man. He did not help, and also they resent him for killing all the X-Men. So I think we're going right out of the Old Man Logan storyline for his particular reality that he's in, okay? For his universe, right? Wherever it's going to be denoted, you know, Earth, Marvel Earth 111 or whatever, right? Earth Snicked, whatever you want to say. So I think that that's the Wolverine we're getting. And there's other parts of the trailer, like for instance, the bartender saying, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. There is a scene coming up where the TVA says this Wolverine failed to save his universe, didn't help his universe. So I really feel like a guilt-stricken Wolverine who killed all the X-Men, and very similar to the Old Man Logan story arc. And there are other things that are going to come up. I had to put this in here. Him freaking This fight's going to be nuts between him and Deadpool, both with ultimate healing factors. He stabs it right between the legs. Friggin' insane. Here it is here. This Wolverine let his entire world down. So I feel like this is going to be a tip of the hat to that Old Man Logan comic where he basically does kill the X-Men, not help the Avengers, and the entire country is overridden. And again, that whole warlord thing's going to come up later. The entire country got carved up into regions in Old Man Logan, and a supervillain was basically awarded land like a warlord. Okay, I think some of the names that people have been saying in the chat, I think that one character we keep mentioning is going to be a warlord that we see in the first act of this film. Here it is, Wolverine, go F yourself. Look at his facial expression here. It's like he's been wanting to say this for his entire career. All right, so Copperhead bar in the background. We all know Copperhead from Marvel Comics. I don't know the connection to this besides Copperhead from the comics. Let me know in the comments if you know if this is something else besides Copperhead from the comic books, from the Serpent Society. We're going to see them in apparently Captain America Brave New World, or whatever it's called, Captain America 4. Anthony Mackie, maybe even Seth Rollins playing a character. So I didn't really get the bar reference here. I'm sure if you zoomed in on the graffiti, other YouTubers are going to find stuff. However, here it is here. This is the best Easter egg of the entire trailer. Liefeld's Just Feet. Okay, Rob Liefeld is one of the creators of Deadpool, along with Fabian Nicieza, the artist, I believe. And check this out. We get a Rob Liefeld. And the thing with the joke is, if you read comics, you know what I'm talking about, or comics in the 90s, Rob Liefeld could not draw feet. His body proportions were always really freaking weird. And he especially, as a punchline, could not draw feet. And he owns it. He's admitted this in the past, right? Hey, Jesser, what's going on, man? So yeah, the insanity that they put Rob Liefeld's name and they slap it right in the back. I'm sure we're going to get so many Easter eggs like this throughout the film. One thing I want to add is, please do not spoil Marvel Studios. Do not spoil the cameos. We all know who might have been there. We all know who we might see on set in this movie. Don't spoil it. Don't show the cameos. They show Professor Xavier in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I don't want to see it. Let us be surprised when we get to the film. Or if people want to spoil themselves online, let them. But let us see it when we get there. Here we get a good shot of Wolverine wearing his iconic yellow and blue costume right here, the tiger stripe. He gets the sleeveless look right here, looking jacked. The two of these suits look so freaking cool together. We did not see Wolverine wearing his mask yet. So I'll be curious to see if we do get him in the mask at any point in time. But that Rob Liefeld Easter egg was so freaking well done. Here we do get Wolverine. Again, a lot of self-loathing here. This looks like it's maybe after their fight. Wolverine, trust me, kid, I'm no hero. Wade Wilson reassuring him, you were an X-Man. You were the X-Man. Like, you were the X-Man, the X-Men character, the superhero everybody knew, right? So I think that's the thing with this. They're really hitting you out the gate like, he was the primarily known X-Man in this universe, and he just failed to do what he needed to do. Now, here we go. Everybody's talking to Cassandra Nova in the chat. Sorry to take the time to highlight it. As I said, my time is minimal here on tonight for this live stream. So we get a shot of Cassandra Nova here. We did see her from behind. A lot of people thought she was Tilda Swinton, what's her name? The Supreme whatever from Doctor Strange, because they do with the bald heads. Bald-headed, Caucasian-looking actress, very easy to confuse from behind. So Cassandra Nova, not getting into her too much here, in the comics, was Charles Xavier's sister. She's evil, blah, blah, blah. Destroyed Genosha, very similar to X-Men 97. Spoilers there, we'll stop. But I think she's a warlord. I think this is how we're going to get a taste of the Wolverine Old Man Logan universe storyline. I think right here we're going to get Cassandra Nova as a warlord of this territory. Now, there's more evidence here to suggest I might be right on my Old Man Logan theory, because in Old Man Logan, the comic book, there were different artifacts throughout that entire comic book run of the dead Avengers and the dead X-Men, things that the warlords who were given territory throughout the United States of America would put on display almost as like trophies. Like Red Skull had an entire trophy room. I think he had like Thor's hammer. I think he had like a ripped off wing from Angel or something like that. He had Captain America's suit that he would just wear for funsies, like pajamas. So I think that Cassandra Nova is going to be a warlord of this particular section of the United States. And it's very Mad Max feel to it. So I think that's going to be her angle here. You also get a cool use of her power. She's a telepathic like Charles. So I think that she's not the primary villain. I think she's going to be an offshoot villain that they run into in Wolverine's universe. Here's some more evidence of what I said about the old man Logan. As she begins to walk down this stairway, look back behind, you can see jaws, you can see giant teeth, a giant skull, if you will. So here's the thing. I think we have Giant Man's literal skull here. And there it is. Look at that. Giant Man's mask. And this literally opens for her to walk out of. And I feel like that's literally his skull. And I think this is her like base of operations, her section, her little area of the United States that she was carved off and awarded for helping in her her basic takeover of the United States of America. So I think this is Giant Man's mask. It opens up to reveal that she lives. Her base of operations is his skull. And there's going to be other scenes in this trailer where you do see Wolverine and Deadpool, and I believe Cassandra Nova, inside the skull itself. So that she lives. That's her base of operations in Giant Man's skull. Okay. And I think that this is one example to show us how all the Avengers were defeated, and all the Avengers and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four were all basically slayed and killed in this uprising by all the villains finally getting on the same page. So I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to get right there. Again, here's a better shot of it right there as well. You can kind of see it opening here. There's the teeth. So I really think that's what that's going to be. Now, this part got me pumped too. A lot of people suspected we get this. This is going to be the character or cloud character we got in Loki season 1, Eliath, I believe you pronounce it as. This was basically a giant, like supernatural elemental being monster, like a smoke monster, like in Lost, that was controlled by He Who Remains, a variant of Kang in Loki season 1, that would basically eat things and destroy them. And then that would basically mess up them, right? And they would slowly disappear out of this realm of basically throwing away garbage from other realities, right? So again, the picture in the upper left-hand side is the picture from the actual trailer. And you can see the front of his face very well right there if you kind of look at it. And then we do get an image of Eliath from Loki season 1, I believe that was, with Loki and Sylvie in the bottom right corner. So I'm pretty sure they were going full TVA here. We're getting all these references back to the original Loki as well. Hey, Eric, what's going on, man? All right, so here, I love this. This is a nice little Easter egg here. We do get Dogpool right here. At first, I kind of missed this because I was so excited about what was going on in the trailer. But you can see it's a dog wearing basically Deadpool outfit. So it's Dogpool, right? We've had all sorts of ultimate variations of Deadpool over the years in the comic book. Obviously, Loki, we had a friggin' alligator or a crocodile as Loki. So we could very well get a dog that's obviously Dogpool, or he's kind of dressed it up here for fun, one of the two. So definitely him freaking digging Dogpool showing up here as well. Here, very Mad Max feel. Now, I'd forgotten. I thought that Mad Max was owned by Fox. I'm wrong. That's Warner Brothers. I made sure to Google it beforehand. So they can't do like straightforward Mad Max examples here, but they could very well make it Mad Max post-apocalyptic sort of feel. Throughout the trailer, Deadpool is obviously narrating, saying big slow motion action sequences. So I think this is all going to be on that old man Logan world until we get to the end of the trailer, when we see that they jump out of it to then go on to do whatever it is they need to do later on as the ultimate goal of the film. So that's very cool there. Here we do get another shot of Cassandra Nova. This is her showing her telepathic abilities. This is a really great part of the trailer where we see her basically using her powers to make Wolverine stab himself. I think it was like in the back of the legs with both of his own claws, and then stab the ground with his claws, basically showing him like, you can't touch me, right? You couldn't touch Xavier. You can't touch me. So I think this is her just showing her powers. But I also feel like, I said, she's not the main antagonist. I'm pretty sure she's only going to be a side antagonist that's going to be basically on the rising action throughout the film. Here we get probably the best part of the film, right? We do get the LFG, such a great acronym. And LFG's let's effing go. We have Deadpool saying it. We have Wolverine saying it. I think that they're referencing the fact that they can use a Cassandra Nova or somebody else's portal to go into the next reality or the next universe they need to go into. Because at the end of this trailer, you'll see they do jump through a very TVA, Doctor Strange-ish looking kind of portal. So I think it's like, let's effing go. I think here he finally convinces Wolverine, he finally convinces Logan to say, we're doing it. we're going on this mission together. And this will be like a buddy cop movie after that. But so many great fight scenes with Wolverine and Deadpool just in this trailer. I love at the end here. This is apparently, I think in a sizzle reel they showed at like the investor call for Marvel or something like that, where again, breaking the fourth wall somewhat here, pointing, kind of having some fun, poking the bear a little bit, where they have this exchange where it's like, oh, can we do drugs? Can we do cocaine? And they're like, oh, well, what if we call it something different? And Wade is like, they have a list. They know all the nicknames. Feige knows what he's doing here. He's off limits. Thought that was a hilarious gag here at the end of the trailer. But yeah, James, LFG, let's effing go, is exactly how I felt coming out of this. And then here they are portaling off, I'm assuming again, from Old Man Logan's universe, from where this particular Logan is coming from. And again, remember, it's not the Logan as it would appear from the Old Man Logan movie. Okay. This is not a Wolverine necessarily from the Fox universe. This is probably going to be an alternate variant of Logan or Wolverine that Deadpool recruits for one reason or the other to be his guy, right? So it was so freaking cool. Freaking loved this trailer. It was amazing. Let's effing go. You know that's getting slapped on a t-shirt. And again, in theaters July 26th. But notice the film was not yet rated. So again, I don't know why that's the case. Maybe it's too early to rate it. Maybe Disney's pumping the brakes to see how it's received, dropping all these F-bombs. But I feel like it'd be too big of a bait and switch at this point to not make it rated R, because all that blood you saw, all that violence you saw in this Red Band trailer, all the F-bombs you saw in this trailer, all 6 of them, there's no way they're going to say this is the movie and then walk it back. That'd be way too Suicide Squad #1-ish, where they give us this great looking trailer, those great music, get us excited, and then it turns out that they pull the rug out from underneath us. So that's my prediction, having watched this trailer. Again, so many great moments. I could have clipped so many fight scenes out of this thing. I just opted not to, because I really wanted to make sure I got to basically the plot of what I thought it was going to be. So again, looking at the comments really quickly here, not taking a whole lot of time because again, I am low on time tonight. We have Eric saying it's fitting a telepath lives in his head. Dude, Eric, hadn't thought of that, man. That's a great friggin' point. Yeah, Jesse, that part where they show the giant man head's amazing. Again, I think in the comic book, there's a scene where they have to traverse across the country to, I think it was Washington, D.C. It was Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Logan in that comic book to get to D.C. to try to kill the Red Skull or whatever it was. And I think that they showed the entire giant man's skeleton, I believe, who was like fighting somebody or something. And they make a comment to say, this is where Giant Man fell, or this is where the Avengers fell. So I think that'd be a great tip of hat to what's going on here for sure. Lucas says, I know copyright from DC. Yeah, I did see that in my Googling. There's a DC reference that went along with that. I don't think they do that here, but you never know. But there's just so many directions. You know, Deadpool's going to have all these cameos. But again, Marvel, MCU, surprises. Let me wait until the day of the film, or at least, you know, till the night before that people start spoiling it online, which will happen. Don't show us a lot of the cameos. I want to see them in the film itself. So yeah, I'm not going to drop the F-bomb myself tonight, but again, I'll let that be what it was right there. This movie is going to be absolutely bat crap crazy. They know they have to knock it out of the park. I'm convinced Ryan Reynolds is the genius at this point in time. Everything he does, whether it's a business venture, whether it's something in entertainment, TV, or movies, he just has his finger on the pulse of the fanhood. So I think he knew they had to kill this. I know he knew there's probably trepidation with Disney putting out a Deadpool 3, that a lot of conversations took place. And I think that when Marvel Studios faltered last year, you know, when the Marvels faltered at the box office, when Quantumania faltered at the box office, when these movies did not do nearly as well as they're used to them doing, they said, you know what, go for it. Ryan Reynolds, go for it, dude. R rating. You know, obviously Feige has final say on these things, especially in putting out this one movie in 2024, but it's going to be a freaking blast. Hey, yo, Joe Jerk, Brian in the chat. Everybody, before we get out of here, check out Brian's Yo Joe Jerk channel tonight for Get Raw. They're doing unboxings, talking toys, him and my buddy Toy Gains. I do not do the Monday show because I'm an old man who goes to bed early. However, I will be with them this upcoming Thursday. I'm guessing it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Could be 7. Sometimes it fluctuates a little bit over at Yo Joe Jerk's channel for the Major Powers Toy Podcast. Did I get it right, Brian? I always botch it. I apologize. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. It does not cost you anything. And it helps us grow the channel tremendously on the march to 6 1,000 subscribers. While you're at it, go ahead and click that bell for notifications. That way YouTube should let you know when I post new content here to the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button. And for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram and Twitter at disavowed_12. Hey everybody, if you're going toy hunting anytime soon, or going to a movie, whatever it might be, please remember the 3 Ps of the toy hunt and life: patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs. Let me know in the comments, what are your predictions for this film? What I get right, what I get wrong. Let me know. I love discussing in the comments. Even if it's a mean comment, we'll talk anyway. Have a great night, everybody. Go watch the trailer again. It's freaking awesome. Now I'm going to go watch everybody else talk about this trailer to see if they said what I said. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.